Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 16th April 2025. So let's get started with our discussion. So let us see very important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. Okay, first let us see the title of this article. So see the title, Retail Inflation at its lowest since 2019. So what is the keyword? Keyword of this article is retail inflation. So this topic is important from which subject, guys? From GS paper 3 under economy. This article is important. Okay, so first you have to see about what is this inflation. So what is the meaning of inflation? Whenever there is increasing of prices of goods and services where in market. So in market, whenever there is increasing of price of goods and service in the market, that condition is called as inflation. And in this inflation, we have normally two types of inflation. So we have wholesale price inflation at wholesale level, and next one is at retailers or at consumer levels, there is increasing of price. Okay, so here this kind of inflation where there is increasing of wholesale price is called as wholesale inflation. And at the retailer level or at the consumer level, whenever there is increase in price, that is called as retail inflation. So which is the index that measures this wholesale price inflation? That is wholesale price index. And which is the index that which measures this retail inflation? We have consumer price index. We have WPI and CPI. So what are the things that you have to see, guys, here is, first of all, you have to understand this concept of inflation. I clearly wrote a flow chart here that increasing of price of goods and service in the market is called as inflation. And you have to know about the different types of inflation. I said two types, that is wholesale inflation as well as retail inflation. And apart from that, we have other classifications. So normally types of inflations are three types. First one is demand pull inflation. Next one is cost push inflation. And next one is built-in inflation. So what happens in this demand pull inflation is suddenly whenever there is increase in demand for that good or service in the market, what happens? There is increasing of price. And what happens in this cost push? Whenever there is increasing of cost of raw materials. For example, which are the raw materials that we'll be using for making of bread or making of bun? We'll be using wheat, we'll be using sugar. So whenever there is increased price of wheat and sugar in the market, obviously the price of that so and so thing will be getting increased. For example, if you are booking any Rapido or any Uber or any cab services, if there is increasing of price of crude oil or increasing of price of petrol and diesel. So recently we saw that in news. CNG price had been increased, and as well as this petrol and diesel price are increased. And what happens? Obviously they will be asking more money. That is called as inflation. So that is called as cost push inflation. Whenever there is increasing of raw material price, that will lead to the increasing of overall product price. And this one is built-in. Built-in is nothing but whenever there is changing of lifestyle of people, they will be having demand for certain goods. Earlier there was no demand for that. But because of this changing of lifestyle, there is a demand. That is called as built-in inflation. So these are the three types. And next, as I said, you have to see these indices. So which are those indices we have? WPI and CPI, you have to see that. And apart from that, now the present article. What is the present context? Why it is in news? There is decreasing of retail inflation happened. So that means there will be something which is a driving factor for decreasing of this inflation now, right? So here you have to see what are the causes or what are the factors which led for decreasing of inflation now. First important thing. And next you have to see what are the measures can be taken. And next one is, yes, decreasing of inflation happening. That means, what is the significance? What is the significance of decreasing of inflation? So all these three areas that you have to focus and listen carefully, so you can get prelims based question from this area. So in 2022 UPSC prelims, there were 2 direct questions from these areas. Okay, you have to be very much clear about this concept. And in 2024 mains, the first question in your economy is, what are the causes for increasing of inflation? Okay, so in mains also you can expect a question from this area, guys. And this is a very, very important and favorite area of UPSC, where UPSC is repeatedly asking questions in prelims and as well as mains. Okay, so you have to focus on all these areas. And this is one chapter in your economy. Okay, now let us see the context. Retail inflation in India reached its lowest level since 2019. Why 2019? What happened in 2019? COVID-19 pandemic. So because of this COVID-19 pandemic, what happened? Nationwide shutdown, yes. And there is a shutting down of industries, manufacturing companies, factories. And many people, they lost their jobs. So slowdown of economic growth. And even because of shutdown, not only in India, but even other countries also, they went for their shutdowns. So what happens? Is there any proper supply of goods or trade between the countries? No. That led to supply chain disruptions. So because of all these things, in 2019, we have high rate of inflation, guys. So if you are comparing with this 2019 and this year in this March, there is decreased inflation. And what is the level of inflation that we have to maintain? So there is certain number, that is 4 plus or minus 2%. That means nothing but we have to maintain 2 to 6% in the economy. So now it is within the limits. Now it is 3.34%. Okay. And why there is decline or decreasing of inflation? So see the reasons. First one is, there is decreasing of food prices. Why food prices decreased? Whenever there is good surplus of production, first important thing. And next one is, whenever we are getting proper imports of this food from other countries, so that we cannot create, there is decreasing of availability of this food in the market. That means the first important reason is, there is good food production. There is good food production. And second one is good availability. And there is a good availability of the goods in the market. Okay, so that is the second important thing. And third one here is, there is a proper maintenance of price in the market. So food production, next one is proper availability, and next one is the proper maintenance of price in the market. So because of these three things, we are maintaining proper food prices. And next one here is, why there is increasing of prices of the food in the market? Which are the things, which are the items in the market which are leading this is, the first one is vegetables. So in this vegetables, for example, we have pot. Pot is nothing but potato, onion and tomato. So these three are the important vegetables which will drive the increasing of price of vegetables in the market. So if you go to market, sometimes you can see tomato price is like 5 rupees per kg. And sometimes that same tomato, that same red color tomatoes will be like above 100 rupees per kg. Have you seen this uncertainty? And even onions also. So when we compare with the last week and this week, there is a very drastic fall of onion price. So last week that I buy this onions like 2.5 kgs for 100 rupees. Yesterday I buy the same onions 5 kgs for 100 rupees. So what happened? There is a lot of uncertainty which is there in the market regarding this potato, onion and tomato. These will drive this food inflation. And even eggs and even pulses. So these are the things that will cause food inflation. Okay, not only this, but even edible oil. And even lots of uncertainty will be there even in this edible oil. Oil is nothing but the oil that we will use for cooking. Okay, normally we will be importing this, especially Do you know the sunflower oil and other palm oil? So we will be importing from other countries, especially sunflower oil will be getting from Russia and as well as Ukraine. And this palm oil will be getting from the Southeast Asian countries, especially Indonesia, Singapore, like that. Okay, so because of this, what happens if you're not getting imports on the time properly, then what happens? It will be affecting this prices and even fruits also. So these are the things that led to the decreasing of prices now in the market. And if you're comparing with rural areas and urban areas, in rural areas, there is furthermore less inflation compared to that of urban areas. Okay, so that's the thing which mainly said. And if you dig in detail regarding the details, so first one here is, yes, recently what are the steps taken by RBI? So recently RBI decreased this repo rate. So because of that also there is increase in money supply in the market, right? So actually central bank, that is nothing but RBI, which is mainly prioritizing economic growth over inflation management in our country. That means we are going to have a potential for increasing of liquidity. That is nothing but increasing of money supply in the market. So that will be stimulating the consumer spending, and obviously that will lead to the investment. So that is the thing that we already discussed in yesterday's class even. And next one here is food price dynamics. So actually there is a substantial drop of prices of vegetables, particularly tomatoes and as well as eggs in the market. Why? Because of seasonal. In certain seasons, we can see that so and so vegetable will grow very fast, and even will get good produce of that so and so vegetable in that so and so months. So because of this, what happened? There is a seasonal agricultural production increased, and even there is good market supply chains. That led to improved food security for many households. So because of this, it will be benefiting low income families also. And next, if you compare with this urban and rural areas, in rural areas we have less inflation compared to urban areas. That means who are going to spend more amount of money? So that is nothing but urban households. They are going to face this problem of increasing of cost in the market. So that what happens, there is tightening of their budget will happen, and their savings will be less compared to the rural areas. Okay, so that is the thing. And next, if you see some facts regarding this, so actually this article said about this food prices decrease, right? So you have to know about consumer food price index. So consumer food price index, it is a measure of change in retail prices. So how the retail price of that so and so food item is changing by every month. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly seen under this consumer food price index. And what is the base year? So base year is 2012. It is very important. And who will release this index? That is NSO, National Statistical Office, under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation will be releasing that data. Okay, and you have to see about what is a CPI. So retail inflation is measured under this consumer price index, right? So what is a CPI? CPI, it measures overall change in the consumer prices based on the basket of goods over time. And for this CPI also the base year is 2012. Okay, and what are the goods on which this CPI will be calculated? So they will be taking into consideration like food, okay, and also clothing, transportation, medical care, electricity, education. So they will be taken into account. And who will be publishing this? NSO, which comes under MOSPI again. So what is the objective of the CPI? So it is used for targeting price stability and even to adjust dearance allowances, and as well as they will understand the cost of living of the people, and as well as purchasing power of the people, and how far the demands are there in the market regarding goods and services. So all these things will be calculated, guys. And how many types of CPI are there? We have 4 types, and you have to for sure remember this, and UPSC asked a question on this 4 types of the CPI. So first one is CPI for IW, that is nothing but industrial workers. So the people who are working in this industrial sector, so they will be targeted under this. So this index will be tracking the price changes in the fixed basket of goods and services used by this industrial workers. And who will be releasing this? Labor Bureau. Okay. And next one here is a CPI for agricultural laborers. So again, Labor Bureau will be compiling this CPI for AL, and actually it will be calculating the changes of retail prices or the goods which are used by this agriculture laborers. And this one is we have rural laborers, right? So for this also, this labor bureau will be compiling the CPI. And next one here is CPI for urban non-manual employees. It will be compiled by NSO. It is very important. Okay, and what are the components are there in the CPI? So we have food and beverages. It will account 45.86%. Next one is housing 10%, fuel and light 6%, clothing and footwear 6%, tobacco and as well as intoxicant 2.38%, miscellaneous 28%. On this also they may ask you regarding increasing order and decreasing order. You have to be very much careful, guys. Okay, now let us see the next article. Title says IMD forecast above normal monsoon this year. So recently, I think this is the third time we are discussing about this monsoon forecast for India. So first article we discussed that IMD said that we are going to have El Nino this year and we have to stay and we have to calculate in the further time. So that is the thing which mainly said. And after that, one private company that is called as SkyMet. Yes or no? Can you recall all this? So SkyMet also came up with this monsoon forecast. And this SkyMet said that we are going to have La Nina. And finally, again, IMD came up with its final forecast. And it said that we are going to have La Nina this year. Okay, so what are the things that you have to see? So this topic is nothing but related to monsoon forecast, right? So do we have monsoons in our syllabus? Yes. From which subject? From GS paper 1 under geography we have this. In this geography we have world geography and Indian geography. In Indian geography we have this chapter called as climate, right? So our climate is monsoon type of climate. So what is monsoon type of climate? So we'll be getting rains. Okay, it is nothing but related to rainy season in India. So in which month it will start? In month of June. Okay, and it will stay till September. And after that, whatever the reversible winds are there, they will be coming back with this northeastern monsoons, right? So already we discussed every concept regarding this monsoons in our earlier classes. I am not going to repeat it, but just I will be giving you the dimensions. You have to see what is the meaning of monsoon. Monsoon is nothing but seasonal reversal of winds. Okay, and you have to see about what is the role of Coriolis force. If Coriolis force is not there, there is no reversal of winds. And next you have to see about what is this low pressure area and what is this high pressure area. And you have to see about what is this ITCZ, Intertropical Convergence Zone. And next you have to see about progress of monsoons. Progress of monsoons. And next one you have to see about northeastern monsoon. It is also called as retreating monsoons. And very, very important topic, La Nina and El Nino. You have to see about La Nina and El Nino for sure. Okay, and with even map. And you may get question on that for sure, guys. And now let us see the next article. Title says, beware of child traffickers. Top code cautions parents. So what is the keyword? Child trafficking. So from which subject you can say this, guys? From GS paper to under polity. So in which part of polity you will be studying about this human trafficking, child labor, fundamental rights. So we'll be studying about rights against exploitation, where you will be also covering this child trafficking, right? So what are the things that you have to see here? So you have to see about what is this child trafficking and why this child trafficking is happening in India. And you have to see what are the causes of this child trafficking and who are more vulnerable. And next you have to collect some data in India and as well as across the world. And next you have to see about international conventions which are focusing to stop this child trafficking. And even you have to see about what are the laws, what are the policies which are present in India to stop child trafficking in India. So all these areas that you have to see, and this topic is very important from your mains, guys. Mains you can use, especially in answers, and also even in your essay you can use. And even there is a chance of getting KCS, that is case study, because now judiciary is also involved in this, and judiciary is directly cautioning the parents, especially after delivery. Especially you might have also seen some cases or some news in the news channels that after delivery child is taken away by some other people, and that incident which had been captured in this CCTV footage, and now police will come into picture and they will start operations to find that so and so baby, like that. So that is the thing which is happening normally in many areas. And after once this child is trafficked, they will be using for sexual exploitation if that child is a girl, or else they will be using for begging. So if you see in the signals, especially in Hyderabad, so whenever some people who are coming for begging alms to you, they will be carrying a small child. And I'm not saying that each and every child is like a trafficked child, but there are some thing which is happening wrong in the Hyderabad regarding this beggars regarding things. So mostly the child trafficking is one of the important racket which is happening in this Hyderabad. And recently, I think one operation which had been busted about this child trafficking racket, which who are involving in this begging. Especially you can say small child, they will be also coming and they will be cleaning this what is the car, like that, and they will be asking alms. So they are also like one kind of begging racket which is operating in Hyderabad. So it is also one example of organized crime. So organized crime, even you will be studying in your internal security from GS paper 3. So this topic is important from your GS paper 2 from polity and governance, and even from your internal security point of view, guys. Okay, now let us see this article clearly. So what Supreme Court is saying? Supreme Court of India issued a strong warning to parents about the rising threat of child trafficking. Why? Because for sexual exploitation, forced labor, and some heinous activities. Okay, so why court is giving this kind of signals? So whenever top court of our country is giving this kind of signals, then what happens? It will be helpful for increasing of awareness, increasing of knowledge to the people. The first important point here you have to remember is it will lead to the widespread awareness to the people, and even there will be increasing of knowledge about this child trafficking. And this one here is, this article is saying that especially in hospitals, so there are lack of proper safety measures. Okay, so because of this also child trafficking is happening. So now this court is advising hospitals to have a proper tracking systems for newborns, and even who are the staff who are working there, they need to get proper training to recognize and to respond to the suspicious activity which is going to happen. And this one here is, even our police people, they have to be ready with this kind of things, and they need to use advanced technology for tracking very early. And this one is, who are more vulnerable people for this child trafficking? The families who are coming from very poor background, and when they have lack of resources, lack of education, they become the prime targets for these traffickers. Okay, they have to be very much careful. And even the court is also saying that whatever the laws which are present in our country, they are outdated. So we have to update our new laws. Okay, that is the thing which mainly said. And if you say some facts regarding this article, you have to make note of the data, right? So I came up with the data. So according to NCRB, that is National Crime Records Bureau, so there are around 3,466 reported cases of child trafficking in India in 2019. And next, not only this NCRB in India, but even we have UNICEF, which estimates approximately 1.2 million children, they are trafficked worldwide every year. And next one here is, especially after trafficking, they involve in the forced labor, sexual exploitation, child marriages, domestic servitude, etc. And in which states in India it is happening more? In states of West Bengal, Bihar, UP and Maharashtra. In these states, child trafficking is more. And which are the international initiatives which are there to address this issue? So we have UN GIFT, that is United Nations Global Initiative to Fight Human Trafficking. And also we have United Nations Convention on Rights of the Child. And even we have one important protocol, make a note of that, Palomero Protocol. Palomero Protocol, so which will provide a clear-cut definition of trafficking so that we can combat that. And which are the laws and regulations made by our government of India? So you know about this POCSO, right? Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, 2012. And we have Bonded Labor System Abolition Act of 1976. And even we have Immoral Trafficking Prevention Act of 1956. And even we have Juvenile Justice Care and Protection Act of 2015. So these are the acts which we came up for protection of the children against this trafficking. So you have to know that. And now let us see the next article. Title says INSV Tarini departs from Cape Town on final leg. So if you are getting this kind of articles regarding any vessels which mainly used by Indian Army or Indian Navy or Indian Coastal Guard, okay, or Air Force, so whatever the equipments you are using, if you are getting in the news, yes, you need to keep an eye on that because you will be getting questions from that area for sure. So this article is important from which thing? Science and Technology from GS paper 3. So actually, what is this about? So actually it is one vessel, that is Indian Navy sailing vessel. That is nothing but it is like a ship. Okay. And the name is Tarini. So actually why it is in news? Because it is going to set off. It is going to return back to India from Cape. Okay. Cape Town of South Africa. So because of this is in news. So actually what is this thing that you have to remember is, so under this Navika Sagar Parikrama 2, it is nothing but circumnavigation expedition. So actually in this event, 6 women who are mainly guided by 2 captains, they are also women. So they went on for circumnavigation of our earth. And actually this started in year 2024 October, and approximately they will be traveling around 43,300 kilometers. And the duration of this circumnavigation expedition is around 8 months. And they are going to travel in Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean as well as Atlantic Ocean. And they will be having only limited stops. That is one in Australia, one in New Zealand. And next one is Falklands, South Africa. And from the South Africa, they will return to India and they are going to come to Goa. So from last stop, they are going to come to India. So because of this is in news. So here you have to know about some facts regarding this vessel. Okay, it is Indian Naval Sailing Vessel. It has been commissioned in year 2017 into our Indian Navy. Okay. Yeah, that is the thing. And actually the name Tarini is nothing but it is based on this Tara Tarini hill shrine which is located in Odisha. And this Tarini is very much famous, especially because, so this hill which is mainly revered by the sailors for the safe voyages. Tarini in Sanskrit means both boat and as well as savior. Okay, so because of this vessel got that name Tarini. That's it. And now let us see the next article. Title says India rising power demand and the hydrogen factor. So actually you know that now summer started. Because of that there is increased demand for electricity. And if you see in India, we are producing electricity by using coal, that is called as thermal electricity. So whenever we are generating this thermal electricity, what happens? Side effects, increasing of carbon dioxide emissions. But on another side, we have to achieve this carbon neutrality by 2070. Is that possible if you are focusing on this only fossil fuels for generating of your electricity? No. So what are the alternatives? We have renewable energy. And not only that, we can also use this hydrogen. That is the thing which mainly said, nothing more than that. So this article is important from your environment and ecology, which comes under GS paper 3, guys. So now let us see this article. So actually we are focusing on net zero economy, that is nothing but carbon neutrality by 2070. And actually on one side, there is increasing of energy consumption. And here what we have, what is the thing that we have, what is the solution that we have is we have to move from fossil fuels towards cleaner alternatives. What are those cleaner alternatives? Renewable energy and as well as hydrogen fuels that we can use. So actually this article is saying that if we want to focus on this net zero economy, so we have to go for deep integration of renewable energy resources and as well as hydrogen technologies now. And next one here is this article is saying that India is also having an important aim to expand nuclear energy. So write somewhere. So India is having a target of 100 gigawatts of nuclear power by 2047. Why 2047? It marks 100 years of our independence, right? So here by 2047, India is having the target of 100 gigawatts of nuclear power. So for this, what we have to do? We have to increase this nuclear power plants. So we are having a plan for 26 new reactors. Okay. And next one here is we are focusing on low carbon energy sources. So we have to have the share of low carbon energy sources, like we can use solar or wind or nuclear, so that we can decrease our carbon dioxide emissions in the future years. And next one here is we can also focus on improving of this nuclear power plants. For that we can also focus on small modular reactors, that is in news. And this article is also saying that we can also utilize this electrolyzers to produce hydrogen. Okay, so that what happens, it will become a win-win situation for our problem of more carbon dioxide emissions. And for this, what happens? The government needs a framework for green hydrogen so that we can promote environmental friendly production methods. And as well as we can also encourage investments in this low emission technologies. So all these things which are given here, guys. And now let us see the next article. Title says, are birds' deaths being properly registered? So what is the news? Is there anything in the news regarding this birth and death registration? Yes, recently RGI, who is that? Registrar General of India. What he did? He cautioned hospitals, both private and as well as government hospitals, to record or to register the deaths or births within how many days? 21 days. Because of this, it is in news. So actually, we came up with a new law regarding this births and as well as deaths registration, and we discussed each and every provision of that clearly in our earlier class. So please do revise that class for sure. And here, if you see this gist, it is saying that the Office of Registrar General of India cautioned private and government hospitals to report incidents of deaths and births within 21 days. Okay, so effective from 1st 2023 October, digital birth certificates become the single and only document to prove the date of birth for various services like admission to the educational institutions, government jobs, marriage registration, etc. So because of this compulsory, we have to go for mandatory registering within 21 days. And under this civil registration system, which is controlled by RGI, that is Registrar General of India, government hospitals have been entrusted with the responsibility of functioning as a registrar. Okay, but now we came with the new law, so that here we made the mandatory registration for the births and as well as deaths within 21 days. So that is the thing which mainly there. And see what is the recent amendment, and you have to know about the recent provisions that we already had discussion in our earlier class. So these are the important topics that appear in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding, guys, and thank you so much for watching, and please do like this class and share this class, and don't forget to subscribe to Rathod Science Academy.